Good morning, grade 8 students, and welcome to Mr. Coyle and Miss Gerard students. I'm Mr. McDonald, and I'm going to be helping you with your grade 8 Reachback. Mr. Coyle, Miss Gerard, and myself created some questions here for your formative Reachbacks. I happen to be the only one with the technology home here to be able to present these, so I've been asked to put these lessons online for you. So we have, I believe, 8 questions today, one from every chapter. And if you'd like to, and you have the ability to, right here at this little URL, it says tinyurl.com/reachback3g8. If you type that into your web browser, that'll take you to a PDF copy of these questions. If you want to use that, you can either look at those or you can print them if you have a printer. But if you don't, what you can just do is just watch this video, press pause on each question, and do the questions independently. What you're going to be asked to do once you are done of the questions in the Reachback is you're going to be asked to email your math teacher a copy of your question. So you're going to take a picture of your work. Now, preferably, if you could do this work on one page, that would be great. In the subject of the email, make sure you put your full name, both first and last name, and which Reachback it is. In this case, it's Reachback 3. And tomorrow, all 3 teachers are going to post a video, or I'm going to post a video for all 3 teachers with the answers to these questions. So your job tomorrow will be to correct your work and note any errors or omissions you had in your Reachback. So then again on Wednesday we're going to post another Reachback, a follow-up one, in which the questions are going to be variations of the first Reachback. And your expectation is to see if you've improved on the questions you got wrong or didn't do properly or didn't do the way you should have. And then hopefully with those 2 Reachbacks on Thursday you can correct it again. And that's going to hopefully maintain and improve your numeracy in the core foundational outcomes. On Friday, we're going to post a Reachback enrichment question, so it might not deal directly with the outcomes, but it'll be something that'll be kind of fun more than anything. So with that said, your first question in your Reachback, if you want to copy it down, go ahead, press pause, it might be easier for you. It comes from Chapter 2 on ratio, rate, and proportional reasoning. It says, below is the cost of 3 sizes of milk. Which is a better deal? The instructions say convert each to a unit rate and show all work for each. Now, if I were you, I would show a ratio in which the second term is not 1, but rather 100. Okay, it's up to you though, but that would be a hint. Don't change it to 1 milliliter, but rather 100, because that still is a unit rate. The second question comes from Chapter 3 on Pythagorean Relationship. It says, determine the approximate square root without using a calculator for the square root of 60. What is the square root of 60 approximately? And it says, place your estimation on a number line between 2 perfect squares. So on this line here, you're going to put a perfect square. On this line here, you're going to put a perfect square. And you're going to use the range between those 2 to place the square root of 60 for your estimation. Question 3 comes from grade 7 math. Since we have not started Chapter 4 understanding percents yet, I'm going to give you a question from grade 7. It says, using $80, calculate the appropriate percent for each mentally. Show work if applicable. So find 50% of $80, 25% of $80, so on and so forth. Question 4 is a question from your surface area unit on Chapter 5. It says, what is the surface area of this cylinder? Either use the formula 2 pi r squared plus pi dh, or if you want, use a net. Show all work. Now remember, if you are using a net, the net will be made up of 3 faces. 2 of them will be circles, and 1 of them will be a rectangle. Question 5 comes from Chapter 6 on fraction operations. It said, solve and show all work. The questions, it's a bedmass question because there's more than one operation. So it says 2/5 plus the product of 1 1/2 times 1 1/2. Make sure you follow order of operations and show your answer in lowest terms. Question 6 might be a tricky question, I'm not sure, but it says determine the average temperature for the week. Now remember, in order to calculate the average of something, you must add all of the numbers together and divide by the number of terms. That's how you calculate the average, or it's also called the mean. Question 7 says, what is the equation for this graph? I'll make it a little bit bigger so you can see it better. So if I were you, what I would do first is probably make a table of values for those 3 coordinates, and then from that table of values, find your equation. And finally, from chapter 8, I'll make it a little bit bigger. Solve for x. -10 is equal to -4 plus half of x. Show all work, it says. So please use opposite operation and show all of your steps to get the value of x. Okay, so those are your 8 questions in your Reachback. If your teacher, Miss Gerard or Mr. Coyle or myself, did not do one of those chapters yet, you're not expected to have to do the questions if you don't know how to do it. Your job is to do all of the questions you can, take a picture of your work and email it to your teacher. Tomorrow, the answers will be provided. Just watch the answer video and copy down the work you should have done so that on Wednesday when you do another Reachback, you'll have a little bit more skill to be able to handle Wednesday's Reachback.